Boys, let's fix these Bassmaster rules, shall we? I've got some ideas. We're going to talk about 3 specific areas of the rules that I think can be vastly improved to make the competition better and to make it less confusing for the anglers. We're going to deal with social media, forward-facing sonar, because we haven't beat that horse to death enough, and waypoints. That's right. So let's start with social media. Let's get the easy one off the table. Bassmaster has this rule where during a tournament, an angler can log into their social media to promote the tournament, promote themselves, and of course use the hashtag and hashtags that Bassmaster provides to get more views back to the Bassmaster homepage. That makes sense. However, they're not allowed to use that same social media to get any information about the tournament or the lake that they're fishing while they are fishing it. This is a lot like putting a bottle of vodka next to the bacon and eggs for an alcoholic. No, you shouldn't drink it, but if it's there, he's probably going to. It just causes too much confusion, temptation, and the possibility of an inadvertent slip where you log into, say, your Instagram and you are friends with other anglers on the trail and you see what they're doing and oh, lo and behold, you've now got some information and that can muddy up the waters on your polygraph test. Get rid of this stupid rule. Just get rid of it. No one is going to log in on after day 1 of a tournament, look and see what's going on Instagram, and all of a sudden come back and win. Just get rid of this. It's dumb, infantile, and it's old. We don't need it. Let them look. Who cares? Nobody is going to log in Instagram and go, I got it, and now they win every tournament. That's ridiculous. If you make it so everybody can do the exact same thing, it's not an unfair advantage. Just get rid of this stupid rule. Number 2, let's talk about forward-facing sonar. And let's introduce something that doesn't exist in Bassmaster just yet. How about a handicap system? Here's what I think they should have done with forward-facing sonar. Number 1, you can only use it in certain tournaments. Cut it in half, say, whatever. Only half of the tournaments can you use forward-facing sonar, and those are designated as forward-facing sonar allowable tournaments. The Classic, completely off limits. No forward-facing sonar in the Classic, end of story. The Classic is there to find out who the sticks are. So let's get rid of forward-facing sonar. On the other ones though, where you can use forward-facing sonar, let's introduce a little handicap system. If you choose to use forward-facing sonar in a tournament where it is allowed, you give up a 3-pound handicap. Right out of the gate, you're down -3 pounds. Would that change the equation? Is that not enough? Maybe you make it -5. I don't know. 3 is a lot in these tournaments. These tournaments are very often determined by less than a pound and sometimes down to as little as 1 ounce. So a handicap system where you allow forward-facing sonar in certain tournaments, but to use it, you give up 3 pounds to start. Next, let's talk about waypoints. Waypoints has come into the conversation lately. Lots of accusations of people buying waypoints and not telling people. Now this is illegal currently. Here's what I think. Extend the handicap system to waypoints. Sure, buy the waypoints. You have to declare it, kind of like coming through customs. You've got something to declare. Yes, I have waypoints for Guntersville that I bought from a local guide. All right, cool. You're down 3 or 4 pounds as well. Choose a poundage that makes sense. So you could conceivably have a tournament in which you are giving up 2 different handicaps, one for using forward-facing sonar and yet another one for buying waypoints. I think this would also, making it super public like this, would make it so, if you're the guy who's buying waypoints, you're known as the guy who buys waypoints. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, they could just buy waypoints and not tell people. Yes, they could. Absolutely. That's potentially what they're doing now. But by putting the social pressure around it of some guys are going to say, hey, guess what? I bought waypoints. I'm willing to take the 3-pound disadvantage. I'm willing to take the 3-pound handicap here. It might put some pressure on them in the other direction. If everybody can do it, once again, we're in a place where it's not exactly an advantage or a disadvantage in an unfair way. It's kind of like weight cutting in wrestling or MMA. If everybody can do it, it's just kind of par for the course. So those are my ideas. That's how we deal with this stupid social media rule, forward-facing sonar, and the prevalence of purchasing waypoints. What do you think? What changes would you make to the Bassmaster rule set for 2025?